Okay, so this is part 2 of the Parent Trap, and so I'm gonna start and flash forward back to the screen we were already at. So this is the strawberry scene, and where they tell the camp leader that they're both allergic to strawberries. I'm gonna flash forward to the scene where they finally recognize that they look alike. So.
A show! All right!
Sorry.
Those things can be fixed. We'll make a decker for you. Why's everyone staring?
Okay, so I think it's funny. Hallie is more, I think it's funny how they both responded. They were both weirded out by how much they look alike. And I think because we're like watching the movie, it's very easy to be like, why weren't they instantly just friends? Right? And I get it. It's just a plot line, but amuse me. And I don't know, if I saw my twin, I guess I would be defensive. Like, I don't even like knowing that there's a doppelganger out there that looks like me, a doppelganger out there that looks like me. It's just creepy to me. I like to think I'm the only one. And I know that's a very selfish, one way, linear way of thinking, and there's always somebody out there that looks just like us. Everybody, that's what a doppelganger is. It's your twin that you're not related to, but that looks just like you. So, I don't know. I don't blame them, because initially when I watched this, I thought, why are they so mad at each other? Like, and why was Hallie so rude? But I get it. I think I would have been Hallie in this situation. I think I would have been defensive. I don't think I would have been warm and friendly. And I think I would have been creeped out, if I'm being honest. I don't like, even when like extended family members realize that we're related. I don't know. I'm not as, huggy. I'm not the huggy type. I'm not the warm, friendly. I'm a friendly person, but if I don't know you, I like you to keep your distance. And so they have a very tenuous confrontation. That's their first meeting and interaction, and it's just very tense. But I understand. Let me flash forward. And so
Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll make you a little deal.
And so this is the scene where they so pretty much after they get to know each other, they kind of become frenemies, right? They're not really friends. They're more enemies. And Hallie has her clique and Annie has her clique. And so this is where all the pranking really starts. So they're playing poker. They're playing cards, and Annie thinks that she has one up on Hallie, but Hallie is actually, she's about to win the whole card game. And so Hallie propositions her and says, hey, let's make a bet. Whoever loses has to swim in the lake butt naked. And Hallie, Annie said, okay, fine. I think where the relationship falters is, we'll see. I don't want to ruin it. Let me just play it. So let me flash forward. So, sorry. Okay, so in that scene, we see Annie kind of brooding, and technically Hallie was the one that started it. She took Annie's clothes. Annie jumps into the river, and she, loses the bet or loses the card game. She jumps into the river. Hallie takes her clothes. Her and her friends, they take Hallie's clothes. They take Annie's clothes. I'm sorry. And then Annie says, okay, fine. If that's how you want to play it, I kind of think of like the Bugs Bunny meme. His favorite catchphrase is, this means war, right? And he eats the carrot. I don't know if you've ever seen it. If you look up Bugs Bunny, when somebody does something to him, he'll say, this means war, and he'll be eating the carrot very slowly. So I'm going to flash forward a little bit. And so we just see all the ridiculous things they do to each other to get back at each other. So Annie puts Hallie's clothes. Let me just play it, so I don't want to ruin it for you.
No way.
And I don't know if you saw that part. Let me flash forward just a little bit. Sorry. So Hallie's, all of Hallie's belongings are on the roof. Okay, that part. Sorry, okay. That is so petty. That is so petty. And I'm surprised that nobody recognized it, but I get it. It's a movie. So Annie plays another trick. Annie pulls another prank, and this time that's what eventually gets them sent to a separate cabin. So let me play it.
Honest. Actually, we're all quite fine in here, unless Halle Parker knows something we don't know.
So let me play it.
I told you it was a mess in here. She should know.
So both of them eventually get in trouble. I'm assuming they found out, Annie was the one responsible for the last prank. And so finally it's the last straw for the both of them. And so they end up getting sent to the separation cabin. And so they get stuck with each other. And so I'm going to flash forward. Let me just...
How far away is your home? Oh, California's way at the other end of the country. Actually, here's a picture of my house. Wow, it's beautiful. Yeah, we built it when I was little.
And so this is the scene where they finally become friends, and they talk about Leonardo DiCaprio. They talk about, how they eat Oreos with peanut butter. Has anybody ever tried that? I feel like it sounds weird, and it probably tastes weird. Okay. I don't like the idea of having peanut butter with Oreos. I don't know. Maybe if Oreos were made from, instead of like that white cream, maybe if they were made from jelly, I don't know. That would be too many flavors. But in the scene, they talk about how they like eating their Oreos with peanut butter. And so I'm gonna flash forward to the scene where they start to realize, they start to talk about how, Annie only has a mom and Hallie only has a dad, and they're both born on the same day. And so Annie kind of picks up on the fact that I don't want to say Annie's smarter, but she's maybe a little bit more self-aware. Annie starts to pick up on, we have a lot of things in common besides the fact that we look alike. So you only have a mom, I only have a dad, right? Our birthdays are on the same day. So let me play this scene for you.
I mean, I had one once, I suppose, but my parents divorced years ago. My mother never even mentions him. It's like he evaporated into thin air or something. It's scary the way nobody's... So, if your mom is my mom...
Okay, I want to go back to the scene of the photo.
Will you stop thinking about your stomach at a time like this? At a time like what? Don't you realize what's happening?
Okay, so this is so cool. They get the photo. They finally realize they both each have a photo of their mom. Annie has a photo of her dad, and Hallie has a photo of her mom. And so finally they piece it together that they finally piece the puzzle together that they're sisters and that they were separated at birth.
That's my dad. That's my mom.
Okay, I think the inspiration for Elizabeth James, played by Natasha, I don't know her full name, but the person that plays Annie's mother, Elizabeth, I think her role was inspired by Princess Diana. She kind of reminds me of Princess Diana when I see her throughout the film. And I think these two are so cute together. I almost wish that they had dated in real life, but I knew she was married to Liam Neeson. So her Natasha Neeson. Sorry. Rest in peace to her. She died actually about 10 years ago now. But I think these two played it perfectly. I think Dennis Quaid played the dad perfectly. I think Natasha played Elizabeth perfectly. And I don't know, like, the whole family is just like aesthetically pleasing. I think Lindsay Lohan was perfect for this role. I don't know who could have really killed it like her. I love the red hair, the freckles. It's just super adorable. So this is the scene where they finally realize that they're sisters. They're twins, right? And it's so adorable. It's so cute. I'm going to start a part 3. So if you want to watch part 3, subscribe and like this channel. If you have any movie suggestions, please let me know in the comment section. And if you have any questions, just put them all in the comment section and I'll try to get to them. Okay, thanks.